Hey boys, it's Armnud. Today we're going to be going over my picks for the top 10 Imani Tech vehicles in Grand Theft Auto Online after the Chop Shop DLC has released. Now there are some more Imani Tech cars being added into the game very soon with the drip feed from the Chop Shop DLC, but for right now these are the best Imani Tech vehicles in Grand Theft Auto Online, so let's go ahead and get started with the list. At number 10 we have the Panaud Le Carousse coming in at $1,990,000. Now this thing does also have an HSW upgrade, making it one of the fastest sports cars in the entire game, because it is one of very few cars in the sport category that have an HSW upgrade. Now this car did have a glitch where if you put the primary sun strip on it, it would act as an armor plating upgrade, which the car doesn't normally have. Now unfortunately all you can do is get a missile lock-on jammer on this thing. There are no other special Imani Tech options, and this glitch does not appear to be working anymore. I tested it today and it didn't seem to work for me. However, let me know in the comments down below if it has worked for you recently, but I have heard that it did get patched, and in my testing it seemed like it did. So anyways, that's it for number 10. Let's talk about number 9. At number 9 we have the Bravado Greenwood, the cheapest Imani Tech capable vehicle in all of Grand Theft Auto Online. It goes for $1,098,750 if you have the trade price, and $1,465,000 if you do not have the trade price. So no matter how you slice it, this thing is really cheap for what you're getting. It also has an armor upgrade and an oil slick proximity mine dropper, and it can take about 4 RPGs before blowing up. And of course, it can have a missile lock-on jammer. I think that goes without saying though. So overall, pretty good vehicle. It is a 4-seater. It's pretty quick actually, and the handling for being in the muscle car category is actually pretty exceptional if you ask me. That's it for the Bravado Greenwood at number 9. Let's talk about number 8. At number 8, we have the brand new Vapid Illusion coming in at $1,835,000. This thing has a lock-on jammer, oil slicks, and armor plating as well. It can also take 4 RPGs, so it's basically the same as most of the other 2nd and 3rd gen Imani Tech vehicles, but it is also a super fast SUV. It has to be one of the fastest SUVs in the entire game. The speed of the vehicle is very surprising, and it actually sounds pretty good as well, surprisingly. Overall, the Vapid Illusion is definitely pretty cool. It's good off-road. It's kind of a great all-around Imani Tech vehicle, and for only 1.8 mil, I feel like it is a pretty budget-friendly option, considering the price of some of the other Imani Tech vehicles in the game now. With that being said, let's move on to number 7. Now at number 7 we have the Enus Jubilee coming in at $1,650,000, and that is without the trade price. With the trade price it goes for $1,237,500, which is a little more reasonable, and it is actually a pretty good price for what you get with this vehicle. The Enus Jubilee can take 4 RPGs, the same as most of the other vehicles that we've gone over so far, but it can actually put out some damage because it is one of few Imani Tech vehicles that have the front-mounted machine gun options. It can also be equipped with the missile lock-on jammer and the oil slick proximity mine dropper, and it does also have bullet-resistant windows, which can take 15 shots from an assault rifle, a couple shots from a sniper, and about 5 to 7 shots from a shotgun. So overall it does protect you pretty well. The SUV is also pretty fast. It is one of the faster SUVs in the game, so it's definitely worth looking into if you don't have it already somehow. The only real disappointment with this thing is that it has a terrible looking interior for a vehicle that is supposed to be based off of a Rolls-Royce Cullinan in real life, which is one of the most luxurious cars ever made. So that's kind of a joke, but anyways, that's it for the Jubilee at number 7. On to number 6. And here at number 6 we have the weaponized Ignis HSW. Now the price has been increased on this vehicle. It used to be $4,250,000, but now it's $4.5 million, plus an additional $500,000 for the initial HSW upgrade. That's not including the upgraded turbos, the upgraded engine, transmission, suspension, all of that sort of stuff. So it does get a little more expensive. However, it is one of the fastest supercars in the entire game for racing, on the next generation platform of course, while it's also pretty useful in free mode because of the top mounted minigun. Unfortunately it cannot take any explosives, but it does have the lock-on jammer, so you won't get hit by lock-on missiles at the very least. Next up we have another relatively new addition to the game, the Grotti Italy GTO Stinger TT with the HSW upgrade. This thing goes for $2,380,000, plus an additional $1,418,000 for HSW, and I think the reason it's so expensive is because this is actually the highest top speed vehicle in the entire game, topping out at more than 170 miles per hour, which is crazy. I drove this thing against a Vigoro ZX HSW and it actually destroyed it. Now unfortunately the handling is about equivalent to the Vigoro ZX, which is to say it's not very good. I actually would say the Vigoro almost has better handling than this thing. And the customization kind of sucks on the Stinger TT as well, I must say. But overall, it does have some good features. It does have the armor that you can put on it, the lock-on jammer, and of course the oil slick dropper, plus the HSW upgrade. This thing is pretty insane, I have to say. That's it for number 5, on to number 4. And at number 4, we have everyone's favorite Imani Tech vehicle, the Bravado Buffalo STX, coming in at $1,612,500 if you have the trade price, and if you don't have the trade price, it's going to be $2,150,000. Now this is kind of the best of both worlds when it comes to protection and offense in one package, while also being able to hold 4 players. It also tears up the muscle category, being one of the most competitive cars for racing, if not the most competitive car for racing. It is certainly extremely consistent. It does also have an armor plating upgrade, front mounted machine guns, and the same bullet resistant windows that the Enis Jubilee has, along with the oil slick mine. And it can take 4 RPGs as well as 12 homing missiles, the same amount of homing missiles that every other vehicle that can take 4 RPGs on this list has. So pretty good vehicle, very fast, definitely a cool one to look into for sure. Next up we have the Obey Omni EGT coming in at $1,795,000. Now this thing was formerly glitched and it was able to take 20 RPGs, which was absolutely insane. However, I have heard that it has been fixed now and can take just 12, which was Rockstar's initial intention, I do believe at least. The car is fully electric, which is why it has this, because for some reason I guess Rockstar figures that the gasoline is more explosive than the lithium-ion batteries that this thing would have. Go figure, I guess. Now it is upgradable with the armor plating, as well as the missile jammer and the oil slick mines. It has an active rear spoiler and can seat 4 players. Overall, very good vehicle. I think it's great looking as well. The customization is pretty nice. Overall, phenomenal vehicle. Definitely one of the best Imani Tech vehicles in the whole game. And at number 2, we have the Bravado Buffalo EVX coming in at $2,140,000. This is an extremely fast, fully electric muscle car, the first of its kind in Grand Theft Auto Online. It accelerates very fast. It actually gets off the line pretty well on top of that, as you might not expect because it is a muscle car. Now it can take 12 RPGs with the armor upgrade and has the oil slick proximity mine dropper as well as the lock-on jammer. The customization is a little weaker on this thing, and I think that's largely due to the fact that it is electric rather than a gasoline powered vehicle. So keep that in mind for sure. Overall, decent car. I think I'd still probably take the Obey Omni over this thing just because of the extra 2 seats, and it has the exact same armor and upgrades other than that pretty much, but I think the EGT just looks a little better and those extra 2 seats are a big help, plus it is about $400,000 cheaper. But of course, the number 1 best Imani Tech vehicle in the entire game is still the Ocelot Virtue. This thing comes in at $2,235,000 to $2,980,000. However, you can actually get it for free still to this day by completing the first and the last dose missions from the Los Santos Drug Wars DLC. This is the fastest accelerating car in last gen Grand Theft Auto Online, meaning Xbox One, PS4, and of course PC. And even on new gen consoles with the HSW cars, it still does keep up remarkably well until the HSW car's top speed takes over. The Virtue can take the same 12 homing missiles or RPGs as the other 2 electric vehicles we've just gone over. It also has an armor plating upgrade, oil slicks, and of course the lock-on jammer. But the customization on the Virtue is actually pretty good in comparison to the Buffalo EVX and even the Obey Omni EGT. Anyway guys, there you have it. That is my list of the updated top 10 Imani Tech vehicles in Grand Theft Auto Online heading into 2024 without all of the Chop Shop DLC vehicles released quite yet. Anyway guys, if you enjoyed this video, a like is of course appreciated. If not, dislike, subscribe to my channel if you guys are new and you want to see more content like this, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.